Hello, today is Tuesday, January 6th, 2024. I just had two small shots of Chinese gaoliang. Gaoliang means high spirit. It's a baijiu or baekju or begal in Korean. It's very strong. It's like 85 degrees alcohol, ABV, but I like it. So I just had two shots, but I am in top shape, no problem. I am not topsy-turvy, topsy-tippy. So I'm going to read an interesting article about jujube. Recently, I've studied extensively about jujube to import dried jujubes from China. But today, the auction where you could participate and secure the import quota from the Korean government has ended with five recipient corporations being awarded about 181 tons of jujube import rights. So that's the end of the importation of jujube, dried jujube from China. Next year, I would participate in the auction. However, this year, I'm going to study extensively about jujube and also study about import procedures and import rights or entitlements, requirements, documentation, and so on. To do that, I gotta be knowledgeable about jujube. So here I'm gonna read this extensive article, more like a abstract, more like a thesis, but you never know. So here we go. By the way, the reason I am trying to read English article aloud and post the recorded reading on YouTube is to practice English and also encourage myself, like kicking myself in the butt to study more English and also honing on my pronunciation skills. Because I'm pure Korean and I just stayed in Korea forever. I'm 56 years old now. But I have been studying English, I think ever since my freshman year in college. So more about 35 years now on my own. But since I am pure Korean and I work for Korea Telecom KT, the number one carrier in Korea, which never gives me an overseas assignment, rather, it refuses me an assignment somehow. Since I don't have overseas assignment, but I wish to work on the international arena, I have to prepare myself. I have to practice English every day. Especially pronunciation is a hard work for the non-native speakers. It's quite a burden, but I enjoy it. So by reading an English article each day, I get to practice pronunciation. So here we go. It's a dual-pronged approach on my side. Jujube or jujube, Chinese date in New Mexico. Guide H330, revised by Xiangruwei Yao, College of Agricultural, Consumer, and Environmental Sciences, New Mexico State University. Author, Professor, Extension Fruit Specialist, Sustainable Agriculture Science Center at Elkhart, New Mexico State University. Print-friendly PDF. Yeah, that's the jujubes, right? Origin, jujube. Ziziphus jujube male, also called Chinese date, red date, or zao, is native to China. Zao, native to China and to Korea. It originated in the middle or lower reaches of the Yellow River and and in Korea, and has been cultivated in China and in Korea for more than 4,000 years. Botanically, it is derived from its wild relative sour jujube or wild jujube or Z. spinosa hu. In ancient times, people selected let's remember that expression. In ancient times, people selected and cultivated sour jujubes with bigger fruit, and it gradually became the cultivated modern jujube species, Z. jujuba. There are still semi-cultivated sour jujubes like a tiger eye, big round sour jujube, and Yanjishan big sour jujube, which are popular in Beijing and Shandong provinces, China, respectively. Jujubes belong to the Rhamnaceae buckthorn family. Buckthorn. It has thorns in the stalk, in the branch, in the stalk. Buckthorn family. The jujube can be easily confused with the Indian jujube Z. Mauritana lamb, which is a tropical plant of the same genus, whereas the Chinese jujube is a cold, hardy, deciduous plant. Although it varies with the location, jujube usually starts to leaf out in March to April, blooms in May to July, and matures in August to October. Very good expression. It starts to leaf out. The dried fruit of the date palm, Phoenix dactylifera, looks similar to that of jujube, but botanically they are not related to each other. Jujube history in the U.S. In ancient times, jujube history in the U.S. Jujubes were first introduced to the U.S. from Europe by Robert Chisholm and planted in Beaufort, North Carolina in 1837, about 160 years ago, or 180 years ago, right? In 1876, G.P. Rixford brought jujubes from France and introduced them to California and nearby states. Most of the early imports were from seedlings. USDA agricultural explorer Frank N. Meyer introduced the first group of commercial cultivars to the plant introduction field station at Chico, California in 1809-08. Later, they were distributed to other USDA stations in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Georgia, and Florida. Scientists evaluated those jujube introductions until the 1960s, and a few selections were developed at Chico, California. Shortly after the importation, Meyer and other scientists realized the potential of jujubes in the U.S., especially in the climate in the Southwest, where sunshine is plentiful and summers are hot and the climate is semi-arid. Let's remember the word semi-arid. Today and yesterday there was a historic rainwater flood in the California, right? So it's a semi-arid. In 1947, L.F. Lucky from the Southern Great Plains Field Station at Woodward, Oklahoma, wrote, "This jujube is little known but is a highly dependable fruit of a high food value. Highly dependable fruit, right? Highly dependable fruit of high food value. In New Mexico, jujube trees can be found growing in diverse locales around the state. There are 60-year-old sour jujube and regular jujube trees. Cultivars are known on the MMSU Las Cruces campus, Donang, Ana County, elevation 4,000 feet. There are jujube trees in the South Valley area outside Albuquerque that were planted in 1828. A homeowner in Cliff, New Mexico, Grant County, elevation 4,500 feet, has jujubes near his house, and they have been producing a prolific crop every year for the past 40 years. Prolific, right? Proliferation of nuclear arms, right? Prolific crop. A prolific crop every year. A prolific crop every year. Yeah, let's remember the expression, right? A prolific crop every year. A prolific crop every year. There are 2 jujube trees at the old LC Ranch headquarters at Gila NM, New Mexico, which were planted around 1910, and they are still producing. Other scattered trees in Las Cruces, Los Lunas, Valencia County, elevation 4,856 feet, Albuquerque, Bernalillo County, elevation 5,312 feet. Tucumcan, Key County, elevation 4,816 feet, and Española, Rio Arriba County, elevation 5,595 feet, are all growing and producing well. A prolific crop, right? Description: tree. Jujube is a deciduous fruit, ornamental tree. Ornamental, right? But by the way, many trees are under proliferation in New Mexico. It grows well even the high altitudes and also semi-arid areas. So, and also it's a quite dependable fruit of high food value, right? I like jujubes, man. Jujube is a deciduous fruit, ornamental tree, 15 to 30 feet in height with a very hard, strong wood. Branches are zigzagged with paired spines in young trees. With paired spines, what does it mean? Spine, right? You have a spine in your back. Paired spines in young trees. Zigzagged. What does it mean to have a paired spines? Depending on the cultivar, tree growth habit varies from broad and spreading to very narrow and upright canopies. Very narrow and upright canopies. Very narrow and upright canopies. Leaves. Leaves are shiny. Yep. Green, waxy. Right? Green, shiny. Luster. Leaves are shiny, ovate, and oval in shapes, not branched, and grow on alternating sides of branches. Leaves are 1 to 2 inches or 2.5 to 5.5 centimeters long and 0.75 to 1.5 inches or 2 to 4 centimeters wide. Ovate or oval in shapes, right? Ovate. Same as oval. Ovate. Ovate. Let's remember the word ovate, oval. Buds and shoots. Shoots are called, if the shoots are growing in the stump, in the tree bottom, it is called suckers. Buds and shoots. Jujube shoots are different from other fruit species. Vigorous new shoots of peach, apple, and grape can have branches in the same growing season, and the branches have a structure similar to the primary shoot. Jujube has 4 types of shoots: primary, extension shoot; secondary shoot, side branches; mother-bearing shoot, fruiting spur; and fruit-bearing shoot, or branched, figure 1, right? Mother-bearing shoot. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, and D. Figure 1, jujube shoot structures. A, primary shoot. Okay. Secondary shoot. Got it. Mother-bearing shoot, young fruiting spur. Mother-bearing shoot or young fruiting spur. 4D, old fruiting spur. E, where's E, man? Fruit-bearing shoot, bracelet, photo. Where's the E, man? Where's E? I don't see E. Oh, here's E. E, right? E. Fruit-bearing shoot. Fruit-bearing shoot, right? D is old fruiting spur. And C is mother-bearing shoot. There are 2 buds, 1 main bud and 1 secondary bud, at each node of both primary and secondary shoots, and at the apex of mother-bearing shoots. The terminal main bud of the primary shoot will keep growing each season to expand the tree canopy. Narrow and vertical canopy, right? Narrow and vertical canopy. And the lateral main buds at the base of each secondary shoot normally do not sprout and instead become dormant except with strong stimulation. The secondary buds on each node of primary and secondary shoots are early maturing buds which produce secondary shoots or fruit-bearing shoots. The jujube primary shoot is always accompanied by secondary shoots, side branches, or the secondary shoots are part of the primary shoot and later diverge in function. The primary shoot elongates every year to expand the tree canopy. The secondary shoot acts as a base for the fruiting structure, does not extend in length, and withers back after 2 or 3 years. At each node of the secondary shoot is a mother-bearing shoot, fruiting spur, which is a compact spur that grows approximately 0.04 inches or 1 millimeter and produces 2 to 5 fruit-bearing shoots each year. The fruit-bearing shoot branchlet is thin, flexible, deciduous, and 4 to 8 inches or 10 to 20 centimeters long. It bears flowers and fruits at its axils. Right, axils, right, axils. True, right, axils. X, Y, Z axils. Actually, axis. The primary shoot, secondary shoot, and branchlet are zigzagged and spiny. Flowers and fruits. Unlike apples and peaches, jujubes do not have big, showy flowers. The flowers are fragrant, pale greenish yellow in color and small, with diameters ranging from 0.2 to 0.3 inches or 5 to 8 millimeters, figure 2. Flowers can, right? Jujube flowers, A, simple cyme, B, a large cyme, C, a half-opened flower, D, fully opened flower. Photos by Shengri Yao. With up to 13 flowers, depending on the cultivar and its position on the branchlet. Branchlet, yeah. Branch and branchlet, right? Branchlet. Jujube flower buds initiate bloom and develop into mature fruit within one growing season, which is unique and different from other tree fruit crops. Other tree fruit crops. Jujube bloom lasts for 2 months or longer, making jujubes good nectar plants. 2 months. That's long, man. 2 months is damn long, right? Isn't it damn long? 2 months. Yeah. Jujube fruit is a drupe with one pit stone in the middle that contains up to 2 seeds. What? 2 seeds? I've never eaten jujubes with 2 seeds. It's just one stone, man. One kernel. Drupe. Its fruit dries from its ovary and the nectar disc. Fruit size varies from thumb-sized to golf ball-sized, depending on the cultivar. The fruit shape can be round, oblong, oval, ovate, oblate, apple-like, or abnormal shapes. Here, everything is similar to round, spherical, right? Ovate, oblong. I studied mechanical engineering, and oblong is more like more like a gourd shape, right? Ovate, oval. Basically, they are the same. I'll look up the words later. Not here now. Or you can look up the words later on your own. Apple-like and abnormal shapes. Cultivars. Currently, there are over 800 jujube cultivars in China, including fresh eating, drying, multi-purpose, good for both drying and fresh eating, candied, and ornamental. Wow, 800 jujube cultivars. In Korea, maybe 3. Usually just 1. Everywhere you go, you will see the same cultivar, same jujubes, right? Candied means dried and it becomes candy. Candied. Cultivars for drying, including multi-purpose cultivars, formerly dominated and accounted for 90% of the jujube production in China for drying. Now, with the selection and introduction of new fresh-eating cultivars, plus the abundance of cold storage facilities, fresh-eating cultivars are gaining popularity in China. There's another common cliche, common expression, gaining popularity in China. Gaining popularity in China. In the U.S., jujube cultivars include Frank Myers cultivars. Cultivars recently imported from China and other jujube growing countries, those released from the USDA Chico breeding program, and a few selections from seedlings across the country. Commercially available cultivars are limited. Research from China indicated that quite a few regionally dominant cultivars are self-fertile, right? Self-fertile. Once again, it doesn't require other trees nearby to germinate and to bear a fruit. Self-fertile. It can just bear fruits on its own, self-fertile. So, with no need for additional pollination, some cultivars can self-pollinate and set fruit. But self-pollinate and set fruit. Interesting expression, set fruit, bear fruit, right? Self-pollinate and set fruit. A few cultivars are sterile without pollen, and a pollinizer cultivar and pollinating insect activity are required for these. Really, not all are self-fertile without no need for pollination, but some cultivars require bees or pollinizer, right? Pollinizer, right? What's the expression? What's the word? A few cultivars are sterile without pollen, and a pollinizer cultivar and pollinating insect activity are required for this. Common pollinating insects include ants, honeybees, and wild bees, hoverflies, houseflies, ladybugs, and similar species. As for cultivars in the U.S., several tested cultivars are self-fertile like Li, accolade number 1, Shanxi Li, but cross-pollination also increased the fruit set and fruit size. For this reason, it is best to plant 2 or more cultivars instead of single cultivar. The following are descriptions of jujube cultivars that may be encountered in the U.S., and they are roughly arranged by their maturation order from early to late maturation. So instead of just planting one tree or one cultivar, it is always wise to plant at least 2 trees or 2 cultivars, 2 different species. Because some are self-fertile, some are sterile without pollen or pollinizer or insect activity. The accolade number 1, aka Qi Wei Xian, an early cultivar suitable for marginal regions, large fruit, and very good fresh eating fruit quality, can also be used for drying relatively small tree size. Honey jar, an importation from China by Roger Meyer, no relation to Frank Meyer, small, round fruit with excellent quality, very sweet and crisp, and excellent for fresh eating. Tree is precocious, and trees fruits during planting year or grafting year. Tree is precocious and fruits during planting year or grafting year. What does it mean? When a person is precocious, they are very smart, right? Genius, precocious. Tree is precocious. And also grammatically wrong. Trees are fruits. That's wrong. So I'll just go back to my dictionary, always reliable, and I'll just type in precocious. To precocious. Even though I know the meaning, I want to make sure. Mature for one's age, usually well developed, precocious. Precocious refers to earlier than normal development, as in precocious child. The term may also refer to. Okay, I thought precocious means genius, but precocious child here means that the child is mature than other children. Like 8 years old, a girl gets pregnant. Precocious, right? Beforehand, precocious, mature. Let's find out if that's true. Yeah, tree is precocious and fruits, that's grammatically wrong. Maya, an early to mid-season cultivar, small football-shaped fruit with excellent fresh eating quality. Fresh eating quality, fresh eating quality, fresh eating quality, fresh eating quality. Very suitable for home gardeners. Russian 2, aka Black Sea. A cultivar imported from Ukraine. Trees are productive. Small fruit mature early to mid-season and have excellent fresh eating quality, suitable for home gardeners. Home gardeners. Yeah, let's remember the word again. Home gardeners. Home gardeners. Grammatically wrong here. Small fruits, right? You gotta be plural. Small fruits mature early. Sugar cane, small to medium-sized, round to elongated fruit with a very good quality. Good for fresh eating and drying. Fruit is sweet and crunchy on a spiny tree. Recent jujube genotyping data indicated that it is not directly related to Jinsei series cultivars. Pollinizer cultivars and bee activity are necessary to ensure good fruit set. So it's a sorrel without pollen, right? Fruit set, fruit set, fruit set. A fresh eating quality. I don't know if it's grammatically wrong or not, but strange expression though. Fresh eating quality. You eat your fresh pulp. You eat the pulp fresh before it is dried. Sugar cane, right? Fruit set. So, Frank Myers cultivar, beautiful four-season ornamental tree with zigzagged branches, medium-sized round fruit with balanced sweet/tart flavor. It has both sweet and tart flavors. Good for fresh eating and drying, suitable for landscaping and home gardeners. Lee, popular commercial cultivar imported directly from China by Frank Meyer. Large round fruit up to 3 ounces each, which mature mid-season. A good fresh eating cultivar with good fruit quality. Shangxi Li was popular in the late 1980s and early 1990s in China and used to be one of the major fresh-eating cultivars in China. Large-sized fruit with good eating quality, which mature mid-season. Tree is precocious and productive, similar to Li. Lang, popular commercial cultivar imported directly from China by Frank Meyer. Fruit is big and pear-shaped and good for drying. Some fruit may split if it rains during fruit maturity. Kung Fu Ku Chui KFC, mid-season cultivar that is very productive across New Mexico. Shiny fruit skin and excellent fresh eating quality. Can also be used for drying. Si Hong, an importation from China by Roger Meyer. Firm texture, good for fresh eating and excellent for drying. When dried, fruit has fine wrinkles on its surface. Mid-season maturity. 冬枣. Based on recent jujube genotyping data, there are 2 types of dongzao from Shandong and Hebei provinces, China. medium-sized fruit, super fresh eating quality with thin skin and fine texture. Mid to late season maturity, it is not very productive in early years. This is the number one fresh eating cultivar in China. Cultural practices like gibberellin spray or girdling are commonly used to increase fruit set in China. It is predicted that it will also become popular in the US in warmer regions. Central and southern New Mexico are suitable for dongzao production, right? Henan province is also famous for its Xinjiang darzao, and Shandong also produces a lot of good quality darzao and Chongjiang, or Sengang, or ginger, right? I would like to go there and live for, for a year. It's a foreigner. GA866 from USDA Chico Plant Production Station's jujube breeding program in California. Excellent fruit quality with very high sugar content. Fruit is elongated and pointed at the far end. Neither precocious nor productive in early years after planting. A strange expression, man. Excellent fruit quality with very high sugar content. Fruit is elongated and pointed at the far end. Neither precocious nor productive in early years after planting. Upright growth habit with a few branches. Mid to late season maturity, showed a seedling from Louisiana. Firm fruit with good quality, good for both fresh eating and drying. Young trees are upright and narrow, and they will spread out as crop load increases. Late maturing cultivar, good for areas with long growing seasons. There are many more cultivars that have not been listed here, such as Jinsei series multipurpose cultivars and drying cultivar Jishin. For more cultivar information, please visit https://jujube.nmsu.edu. This website includes information on around 50 cultivars in 4 categories: fresh eating, drying, multipurpose, and ornamental. I wonder what kind of ornamental jujube trees look like and their fruits. The site also includes publications on jujube cultivar performance in southern Las Vegas, Las Cruces, central Los Lunas, and northern Alkyd, New Mexico. In general, growers in southern New Mexico have more choices from early to late maturing and from fresh eating to drying cultivars. In northern New Mexico, growers or home gardeners need to be more careful with their cultivar selection. No drying cultivars are suitable for commercial production. No drying cultivars, right? And only early to mid-season cultivars grow and mature well in this region. Amid late maturing cultivars in northern New Mexico, central New Mexico is in the middle, and most cultivars grow and produce well, except for very late maturing drying cultivars, culture propagation. Wow, it's quite a long article, man. I'm only halfway to the end. Fuck, it's too long, man. What should I do? Should I stop here? Yeah, I'll keep going. Culture, propagation. Most commercial jujube trees are grafted onto sour jujube, Z. spinosa Hu, because of its seed availability and stress tolerance. Most commercial jujube trees are grafted onto sour jujube. Tongue whip grafting, bark grafting. Yeah, we learned that whip grafting, right? Tongue whip grafting, bark grafting, cleft grafting are popular methods of jujube propagation. Please see NMSU Extension Guide H335 Jujube, ZC First Jujuba Grafting, pubs.nmsu.edu .h335 index HTML. For more details about jujube grafting, along with a YouTube video at youtube.com/watch V equals FFLWOWE0K Jujubes can also be propagated through root suckers if the mother plants are from root suckers. Really, if the mother plants are grafted trees, the suckers are only good as rootstocks. Soft, really, rootstocks, suckers. Interesting. Mother plants are grafted trees. The suckers are only good as rootstocks. Softwood cutting is also possible for jujubes in moist environment. Jujube cultivar tissue culture is under testing and will be available soon to customers. Jujubes can also be propagated through root suckers if the mother plants are from root suckers. If the mother plants are grafted trees, the suckers are only good as rootstocks. Softwood cutting is also possible for jujubes in a moist environment. Precocity and tree lifespan. Jujube trees are very precocious. They bear flowers the same year as planting or grafting, and some cultivars can even bear some fruit. Most cultivars will produce a few fruits in the second year. After 4 to 5 years, jujubes will have a reasonable yield. A mature jujube tree can have 40 to 100 pounds or more of fruit, depending on cultivar, tree size, cultural management, and location. Jujube trees can keep producing in commercial orchards for 50 years or more. The jujube king is over 1,000 years old and is still producing fruit annually in Shandong province, China. Still. Jujube trees are very precocious. 50 years. Soil requirements. Jujubes can grow and set fruit well in a wide range of soil conditions, from sandy to loam to clay, and from acidic to alkaline, pH 5 to 8.5. Very alkaline, man. Very alkaline. Jujubes can survive in barren soils. Most New Mexico soils should be suitable for jujube production. Yeah, most soils in Korea are suitable for jujube production too. Yeah, let me drink some water and get going again. Irrigation and fertilization. Jujube plants are quite tolerant to a drought. So that's why jujubes in China grow well in badlands, especially Xinjiang, Uyghur region, and some other regions. The desert environment, arid. For a premium fruit set and yield, though, jujube trees need to be irrigated in New Mexico's semi-arid climate. Jujube, in general, is a tough tree and easy to care for, but newly planted trees desire care similar to other fruit trees. There is limited research on jujube fertilization. Trees will survive with little or no fertilizer, but for commercial production, fertilizer applications are necessary. Do not fertilize newly planted trees until they are leafing out. Don't give fertilizer to new trees. Don't give fertilizer to cultivars until they leaf out, right? Until they are leafing out. Until they are leafing out. Leafing out. Pruning. In general, pruning, right? Pruning, mowing down, pruning. I did pruning. In general, jujube's training and pruning are simple, but there are some basic rules to follow. One cut stops, two cuts sprout is a saying unique to jujubes. One cut stops, two cuts sprout. Unlike apple and peach, if you give 1-year-old jujube shoot just one cut in the middle, no bud will grow under that cut. One cut stops, two cuts sprout. To force a main bud to sprout below a cut, the second shoot must be removed below the cut. To force a main bud to sprout below a cut, the second shoot must be removed below the cut. Jujubes are light-demanding, full sunshine plants. Pruning them annually will benefit the tree and improve the fruit set and fruit quality. For more details, please refer to NMSU Extension Guide H337 Jujube Training and Pruning Basics. Harvest. As the fruit begins to mature, fruit color changes from dark green to yellow-green, known as the creamy white mature stage. As maturation continues, brown-red spots develop at the petiole end where the fruit joins the stem. Petiole end, and randomly in the middle of the fruit. The color further changes to half red, half creamy, and eventually becomes fully red-brown, known as the fully mature stage. People often compare firm jujube fruit texture to that of a crisp apple. Several days after fully red, fruit texture starts to soften and wrinkles appear on the surface. Jujube fruit maturity is not uniform. Fresh-eating cultivars can be marketed from the creamy stage until they are fully red but still firm. Fresh fruit harvested when first ripe can be stored at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius for 2 weeks or more without losing quality. The best time to harvest drying cultivars is when they are fully red. In New Mexico's semi-arid climate, fruits can be harvested when they start to wrinkle, or can be left hanging on the trees for a while after wrinkling. In humid areas, fruits must be harvested when they are fully red in color and dried as soon as possible to avoid yeast or mold infection. Manual harvest is preferable for fresh-eating cultivars. For drying cultivars, growers in China lay tarps below trees and then shake the trees or use long poles to dislodge fruits. Yeah, I saw the video, the actions on YouTube videos a lot. They use tarps or sticks to shake or long poles. I think sticks, right? Sticks is more, I don't know, poles, same thing, to dislodge fruits from the trees. Mechanical harvest using trunk shakers may be applicable for production of large acreages of drying cultivars. Mechanical harvest using trunk shakers, pruning, trunk shakers, pests and diseases and disorders. Disorders. I don't know what disorders are. In China, maybe demonstration in Tiananmen Square. In China, the dominant diseases for jujube are witch's broom and fruit splitting. Witch's broom is caused by, in China, the dominant diseases, I thought for cultivars, for jujube are witch's broom and fruit splitting. Witch's broom is caused by a type of phytoplasma bacteria, Candidatus phytoplasma ziziphus, and can destroy an entire orchard. The worst of fruit splitting, resulting from heavy rainfall near harvest time, can ruin the entire season's crop. Peach fruit moth, Capucina niponensis, used to be the number one pest for jujubes in China. It is easy to produce jujubes organically in New Mexico because so far jujubes are almost disease and pest-free in the state. Over the past 12 years, we occasionally noticed peach fruit moth damage on fruit at Las Cruces, North Mexico, and a leaf spot disease at Los Lunas NM caused by Alternaria alternata. Fruit cracking is sometimes observed in some cultivars. Not all testing sites across New Mexico. If it rains during the fruit maturation stage, cracking severity depends on cultivar, fruit maturation stage, location, and time and amount of precipitation. Most of the time in this climate, though, cracks will remain dry without developing yeast or fungal infection. Fruit nutrition and uses. 갔다 와라. Jujube fruit is recognized as a nutritious food and important traditional medicine in China, Korea, Japan, and Southeast Asia. 저기 지금 사람도 운동하고 있을 거다. Jujubes are richer in vitamin C, sugar, bioflavonoids, edible cellulose, cyclic adenosine, monophosphate, CAMP, antioxidants, and minerals than many other fruit species. Soluble solids content ranges from 20 to 40% in fresh mature fruit. Carbohydrate content in dried jujubes can reach as high as 70 to 85%. Fresh jujube fruit contains 200 to 600 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 gram fresh weight, while apple, pear, peach have 1 to 8 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams. I think while apples, pears, and peaches, they gotta be plural. But here it's singular, it's strange. Jujubes are also rich in cyclic adenosine monophosphate CAMP, which is an important second messenger in many biological processes in the human body. Thus far in the US, jujubes have been considered more of a novelty than a specialty crop, with a fresh and dried production mainly for home and local markets. However, the fruit can be used in many different ways. Dried jujubes are a nutritious snack and can replace raisins and dates in baking. Raisins and dates. Recipes have been created for jujube cake, jujube butter, candied jujubes, and jujube syrup. And some of these can be found below in the recipes section. In China and Southeast Asia, besides being eaten fresh and dried, jujubes are also processed as candied fruit, black jujube, smoked fruit, interesting, smoked fruit, juice, jam, wine, mixed beverages, powders, and tea. Tea, powders, mixed beverages, wine, jam, juice, smoked fruit, interesting, black jujube, and candied fruit. Dried fruits are also cooked in porridge or broth and are further processed into a paste filling like mooncake. We imported basic types of jujube pitter and a slicer in 2018, which can depict the dry fruit and slice them to pieces, and the resulting product can be marketed directly. As jujubes become more familiar, and popular in the US, many value-added products with jujubes will be created. Here the machine. Yes, slicer, jujube pitter, pit, right? Jujube pitter and slicer. Tipit, the dry fruit. Tipit. Yeah, pit stop. I think it's stone, kernel, seed, hard seed, right? Pitter, jujube pitter, tipit. Recipes: jujube fruit in salad. Fresh, mature jujube fruit can be added to salads. Just remove the pit, cut the fruit into pieces, and add it to your favorite fruit salad or regular salad. Jujube or jujube apple pie. Right. Jujube fruit can be used as the sole ingredient or mixed in equal parts with apples to make pie. Since jujube is high in sugar content, no extra sugar is needed when using only jujube in pie. Just follow the apple pie recipe. For half jujube, half apple pie, the sugar amount can be reduced by 1/3 or 1/2 of the regular amount. Use large-sized mature jujube fruit like li or shanxi li at the half-red or fully red stage of maturity. Cut each fruit into 5 to 8 inches. In the final product, jujube fruit is not as tender as apple, but has its own texture and good taste. Jujube butter, 12 cups jujube pulp, about 2.5 to 3 pounds of dry fruit, 1 teaspoon nutmeg. What is nutmeg? Nutmeg, right? What is nutmeg? Never heard of it. 1/2 teaspoon cloves, 2 teaspoons cinnamon, 10 cups sugar, 1/2 cup vinegar, juice of 1 lemon. To remove the pits from the dry fruit, use scissors to cut them open and remove the pit, or smash them with a mallet to separate and remove the pit. Then chop the pulp into small pieces. Place fruit in a pot and add enough water to cover. Boil fruit until tender. Drain. Then run cooked fruit through a sieve or colander to remove the skin and seeds. Add remaining ingredients and cook slowly until thick. If you want to can the mixture, please follow safe canning procedures. See the USDA Complete Guide to Home Canning, available at the following link. Jujube cake, 1 cup sugar, 1.5 cup butter, 2 cups dried minced jujube, 1 cup water, 2 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon soda, 1.5 teaspoon salt. Preheat oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Combine sugar, butter, minced jujube, and water in a pot. Bring these to a boil. Right? Boil is a noun. It's not a verb. Bring these to a boil. Then set aside to cool. Sometimes they say bring to boil, or bring these to boil. Same thing. Bring to boil. Boil there, bring to boil is just noun. Sift together dry ingredients, then add to the wet ingredient mixture and stir to combine. Bake in your favorite cake pan at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, very hot, for around 20 minutes until a toothpick inserted into the cake comes out clean. Sliced dried jujube pieces can also be used to replace raisins and pecans and walnuts in baking. Here they are all plural, right? Raisins, pecans, and walnuts. Jujube paste. Cook dried jujubes in water for 10 minutes or until soft. Make sure to not overcook the fruit, which might turn sour if overcooked. Puree in a food processor, then sweeten with sugar to taste. Mix the puree into a smooth paste. The paste can be used as a spread or as a filling for confection, such as cookies, desserts, and steamed buns. Spread, right? Fillings can be used as a spread or as a filling. As a filling. Conclusion. Late season startup, precocity, reliable crops, nutritional benefits, and middle flavors make jujube an excellent fruit for commercial production, backyard trees, home gardeners, or as edible landscape trees. More and more home gardeners have planted jujubes in their yards, and some growers are planting them at a commercial level in New Mexico. Growers can start with a small acreage and expand the operation to a bigger size with more diversified cultivars as the market grows. Market grows, acreages, cultivars, disease ripe, fresh eating, pulp, peter. It can be used as a spread, or for as filling. References. Right? In a nutshell, crack open. Well, it was quite a long story, but this author did a good job of explaining everything to us from the basic to the high-level skills. Shang Rui Yao is a professor and extension fruit specialist at New Mexico State University's Sustainable Agriculture Science Center at Elkhart. She earned her PhD in pomology. What is pomology? Horticulture at Cornell University. Her research and extension work focus on tree fruit and small fruit production, conventional and organic production, and orchard floor and soil fertility management. To find more resources for your business, home, or family, visit the College of Agricultural, Consumer, and Environmental Sciences on the World Wide Web at pubs.nmsu.edu. Contents of publications may be freely reproduced for educational purposes. All other rights reserved. For permission to use publications for other purposes, contact pubs at nmsu.edu or the authors listed on the publication. New Mexico State University is an equal opportunity / affirmative action employer and educator. NMSU and the U.S. Department of Agriculture cooperating. Revised February 2023, Las Cruces, NM. So this article is from Northern Mexico State University, NMSU, and the author is Yao from China. This article is quite an informational, educational, and highly skilled. You can learn many things from this article, but I have to go to sleep now. Quite an extensive article, very long article. Maybe how many minutes? 1 hour? Damn long. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful hump day tomorrow.